Hello and welcome to today's Pedagogy Pods. We are going to talk about something that's very close to our heart. We are going to talk about nurturing education. And at that, not just nurturing education, but nurturing creativity. That is something very close to our heart, and we really want to talk about it today.
And
What
we
do you
have
think?
already talked about it. But today I want to start the podcast with a very beautiful quote by Sir Kane Robinson, and I will read it. Uh, I quote: "Human resources, like natural resources, are often buried deep. You have to go looking for them. They are not just lying around on the surface." This is a beautiful quote by
Yeah,
Sir Kane
absolutely. What
Robinson.
a beautiful way to say. Can I
Have you
read it
seen
once
his
again?
TED Talk?
I have
It is one
seen
of the
all
most
his TED
famous.
Talks. In
Yes.
fact, I wouldn't miss a thing of what he had said. We lost him recently, and I was so sad because, no more of his wisdom. But then, what he's left for us is completely treasurable. And I hope, you all go and watch. And I'll leave a link over here for his page. You must go and hear him out. It's worth every word that you hear. So let me repeat this for you, and we are going to decipher this. It's a great quote. Thanks, Meenakshi, for finding it. It's not just thought provoking, I think it is thought dipping. So I'm going to go and take a deep dive into the thought. It says human resources, just like natural resources, are often buried deep. Well, I think what he's trying to talk about over here are the skills, attitudes, attributes, values, the whole
Creativity,
demeanor.
whole point of
Exactly. The
creativity,
whole point of being who you are is deep inside you.
deep inside. And sometimes in our education system, not knowingly, but it gets buried deep because we started focus on academics too much.
Yeah, exactly. It's the right balance of nurturing academics and nurturing creativity that we need to strike. And also, Meenakshi, I feel that while we talk about these hidden talents, it is us as educators who can help students find their
Balance, the
yeah,
balance.
and also find their themselves. Let's say, even if we are doing a simple exercise, like I remember when I used to do these little exercises with students of seed to plant, or everybody does that, right? Every class has germination activities. Don't just treat it like a germination activity.
Yes.
Think of it that there's a little seed lying up there. So how you could do this is, like, Meenakshi and I always partner on such things, and I always take it
I
to her
have many
literature class.
examples.
Yeah.
I shared with you so much
Yeah.
that there was a student in my class. Actually, not one, many students.
Mm.
When you're teaching them, they are very good in drawing. Some girls used to, when I was teaching a poem in Hindi, I sometimes used to give them to draw that poem.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
five students
Visualization.
out of them used to draw that so beautifully, so beautifully. But as we just go ahead, academics take so much of load on
Yeah.
students that they stop doing it with the time.
But actually, one thing when you said four or five of them did it very nicely, you will find invariably these students might not be the same students who are very good at their writing skills or their oral skills,
That's
or
true. That's
yeah.
true.
So every student is going to convey his or her own way. For us, it is
Mm.
for us to make that space for them to actually, nurture their own talent, nurture their own way of conveying their understanding. So, like I was saying, that a little seed into a plant. Now, that could go into anything, a science lesson. What if I were to tell them that write a story about a little seed who sleeps in a wet soil and is getting water and food just by sleeping out there? What do you think will happen? Well, watch it every day, watch it grow, and while you have planted 3 to 4 seeds, see how differently each sapling comes out. No two saplings are going to be same. Watch those saplings and make a comparison to say, you're just like saplings. Now, no two of you are going to be same. So have time to talk about these things, not just the concept of germination. Partner with your
Such a
language
beautiful
teachers.
example. Such a
Yeah,
beautiful example. And we must ensure that individuality and creativity is not lost in the way.
true, true.
Because I have seen many students coming up with. One of my students is a famous golfer now.
There you go. So,
And her language skills were not that good. So everybody is
yeah.
not good at any all the things.
Absolutely. And it is it is the right point at which you are able to tell that child that, I think this is something that you have done amazing. I had never heard you, or I had never seen you write so well, but look at the way you have visualized this so well, just the way your students did.
They must be encouraged for
They
that.
should and must be encouraged, because these are the resources that lie within them, which, if they go undiscovered, you're actually losing out on so much of time. Eventually, they will come up, and you will help them shape the way they should shape. But I think the right time is the essence, and if we can make that time in our classroom, nothing like it.
There should be a thought process actually, and it should be discussed in the schools widely and in the education platforms. It should be discussed because we try to bind our students into some fixed structures which won't work nowadays, because the world is
Absolutely.
again a very big platform these days, and you have so many options, so many jobs. For example, if we start teaching a student how to draw, it's not necessary that the student should draw in between the lines only.
True.
We
I could
fix
never do
them.
that.
We fix them in those lines. Your color is going out. This should not be the color in this. Parrot should only be green. So we should not give bindings.
Yeah,
We should be
exactly.
more open.
How beautiful is that, isn't it? Well, as it is, I think art is a form, or otherwise also. While you're writing is a form. We have to give these choices to our students to say, you want to write a paragraph about it, you want to write an essay about it, you want to, probably do a poetry about it. You have to bring in more creativity than what we are able to offer to them. Maybe not in everything that you do, but I feel that, every lesson, let's say, you're going through a whole week. Within that week, find at least two spaces where you're allowing them to be, if not more. And believe you me, when you start with this too, it just doesn't stop there. It becomes a habit. And then every day you start making time for these small things, isn't it?
Of course. And as Sir said, Sir Ken Robinson said that as natural resources are buried deep, we should not bury our students' creative skills. So we should always nurture them. This is about the topic we are talking about. That nurturing education
Absolutely.
is today's topic.
Absolutely. And just like miners have to actually dig deeper to bring out the minerals, and then you get your stones, your diamonds, or whatever you want. But there's a long process. It just doesn't happen that they're lying over there and they just bring it out and that's it. It's done. No, it's a long process. And therefore, unearthing those talents, those resources that are within our students is something that we would definitely vouch for, that we must do.
It's all about mindset, I think.
Yeah, it's a mindset.
If we take it along, it's a challenge also.
Yeah.
It's a huge challenge, but if we take that kind of a mindset in an education system or in schools or in our boards, if we start thinking like that, I think we can do it. We can.
You're so right, actually. It's also about creating that environment. When you said boards, I think environment creation is a big charter. Again, the teachers don't have to, really spend nights and days on it. Let's bring it out of students. Let's say we're going to talk about germination. I need the whole class to feel like I was in a garden, or, I was in a place where I can see germination happening. So they must ensure we have sunlight, and they must point out where sunlight is. They must ensure that there's water in class, enough water to water the plants, and there should be potted plants or something that just creates that ambience and digs you deeper into it, so that every student is trying to uh, do their own bit towards creating that environment. Creation is one word which is connected to innovation, and believe you me, give it in your hands of your students. They're going to innovate so beautifully, because those are those little minds working together so innocently at a very surface level. It's giving you prior knowledge. It's also giving you whatever you have taught. Have they really learned it? So give them an opportunity to showcase. That's what matters. And their creativity is at play. So
And as teachers, we must be always be observant. What are the particular skill in our student?
yeah.
Whether is a good speaker, or is good in drama, or is good in debate, or is he good in gardening, or in
Yeah.
something else? So we must be observant and we should discuss it among ourselves so that
And never
all of
miss.
us can do that to nurture that student skill.
Exactly. When you were saying all of this, I was thinking, wow, I think if somebody could have said it to me, never miss,
Never miss.
complimenting
Yes,
somebody.
yes, yes.
Never miss to say, I really like this. It just lightens up that child's day, and it also enlightens the rest of the students that, oh, ma'am's noticing.
Ah.
And also that she does make it a point to say that this one is good at this. Therefore, they will make that special effort to actually try and bring their best in front of you, and that's where you're trying to unearth or dig deeper into the resources hidden within them.
And it
Yeah,
will bring their personality out. They will feel more confident, they'll feel more happy in the class because
correct.
they are being nurtured. I remember my son was once taken in a play
Mm-hmm.
in grade 10th, and he was very very underconfident till the time,
Yeah.
and he was given a very very good role on the stage and he performed so well. And after that there was a u-turn in his personality.
Yeah.
He was taking interest in everything in classroom, whatever is happening, because he got that chance.
Yeah, you get
So
that
we should give
platform.
chance to students to
Exactly.
show their creativity, to show their talent.
A very similar thing happened with my elder one. So we had shifted schools, and we were adjusting. So this was like a year to adjust into your new places. But I think we as adults take more time adjusting and making our own space. And the following year, I mean, just 1 year down the lane, right? Not even a complete year, I remember. So they had elections, or student council elections, right, in grade five.
Mhm.
I saw my daughter getting nominated, and then she was even selected in the student council. It was
Wow.
to my shock, because that same child till grade 3, and this is grade 5 I'm talking about,
Uh-huh.
till grade 3, the only thing that I used to hear from teachers is she's very shy, she doesn't talk. And here in that student election, I saw my daughter standing and telling them, giving them a little speech, no pre-written words or anything. She just spoke from heart. And don't say no, she's my daughter. Yes, she's my daughter, but honestly, even I was I wasn't there, I wasn't doing all of this at that time. Even I was a teacher in a school at that time. But honestly, she got the platform. She just had it in her, so she performed well. She got selected. She was a student council member.
Wow.
Yeah, and two entire families believe the shy child in our home was actually a member of the student council.
And then that must have brought so much of leadership qualities in her.
Suddenly she was talking,
You
she was
never know
leading, she
what
was
is buried
suggesting.
inside. You
Yeah,
never know what is buried
yeah.
inside. So
It's
please,
very important
it's
to
very
provide those
important.
opportunities,
Yes.
to provide those spaces, those platforms to students for them to nurture and just become who they are. And on that note, I don't think we're going to carry forward anymore, because I think we've conveyed what we wanted to convey. Please nurture education, please nurture creativity, give everybody a space. And we will meet you next time. We'll see you, same place. Be back. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.